bring order back to men's lives.
Welcome to my I want to talk to you guys tonight about why do wives take their husbands' no as a yes to do whatever they want. It seems like wives will ask their husbands for permission, but if they don't get the answer they like, they just go out and do whatever they want. Um, the premise of the question appears to be based on misunderstanding of biblical teachings on marriage. The idea that wives take their husbands' no as a yes to do whatever they want is not supported by context. Instead, the sources emphasize mutual submission and love within marriage rather than unilateral authority. Well, let's see. If I, as a husband, say no to my wife going out for ladies' night, realizing that she's going to potentially have another man bumping and grinding on her with the other ladies on the dance floor, that would be a concern for me. And this is hypothetically speaking, because I'm not a married man right now, so therefore. But with that said, it's bothersome that some women will not listen to their husband, even though the husband gives his opinion. They still go and do what they want. So, according to Ephesians chapter 5, verses 21 through 25, both husbands and wives are called to submit to one another out of reverence for Christ, with wives submitting to their husbands as to the Lord, and husbands loving their wives as Christ loved the church, even to the point of self-sacrifice. This model is not about dominance or control, but a sacrificial love and mutual respect. The husband is described as the head of the wife, similar to how Christ is the head of the church, but this leadership is defined by service and self-giving love, not by authoritarian power. Furthermore, the context notes that the wife's submission is not absolute. If a husband's decision contradicts Christian principles such as leading the family into financial ruin or spiritual compromise, the wife is not obligated to comply. In such cases, the wife may need to take charge for the good of the family, as illustrated by a personal anecdote where a wife took over finances due to her husband's poor decisions. The notion that a wife would interpret a husband's no as permission to act freely is inconsistent with the biblical call for mutual submission and love. Rather, the relationship is meant to be one of partnership where both spouses seek each other's well-being and align their wills with Christ's example of selflessness, love. Therefore, the idea that a wife takes a husband's no as a yes to do whatever she wants to do does not reflect the intent dynamic described in the sources. So what does the King James Bible say? The King James Bible does not contain a passage that suggests a wife should interpret the husband's no as a yes to do whatever she wants. Instead, the Bible verses emphasizes the principle of mutual submission, the husband's headship, the wife's reverence and support, which imply communication agreement, not unilateral decision-making against a spouse's direct wishes. The dynamic you describe may stem from communication from different interpretations, mutual rules, or a struggle for control within the relationship, issues which require dialogue and a mutual understanding rather than specific biblical instruction on how to override a negative response. King James Version on mutual rules. The King James Version with verses often cited regarding the role of husband and wife, focus on an order of operation within the family structure, rooted in the relationship between Christ and the church. So here we go. Ephesians 5:22 through 24. Wives, submit to your husbands, yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. So please note, it does say, wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands. Not any husband, but the husband that you're married to, your husband. The context is husbands loving wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself for it, right? So let's see, wives. Wifely submission to husband's leadership mirror the church's submission to Christ. It is to be in everything that does not violate God's law. Okay, let's see Ephesians 5:33. And the wife, see that she reverence her husband. So, in context, let every one of you in particular so love his wife even as himself. Mutual respect and love are essential for the relationship to function as intended by God. So, here's another Bible verse. 1 Peter 3:1 through 2. Like wise ye wives be in submission to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they also may without the word be won by the conversation on the wives. Conversions? Yeah. So the context is husbands and dwell in with their wives according to knowledge, giving honor unto the wife as unto the weaker vessel. A wife's godly behavior and attitude of respect can influence a non-believing or disobedient husband and toward faith rather than toward argument or open defiance. Colossians 3:18. Wives, submit yourselves unto your husbands, and as it is fit in the Lord. The context, husbands, love your wives and be not bitter against them. So here's more interpretation. The call for wives to submit and husbands to love within the general Christian institution for all to be kind and forgiving. So, Ephesians 5:21, the goal is for both husband and wife to operate as one flesh, working as a team, not for one to disregard the other, clear boundaries or wishes. A wife's action should align with God's will, with supersedes any human command, including a husband's, if his command leads to sin. So if you like this video, like and subscribe, and always stay tuned for more. Check out our website, Mademanministries.com, and if you want to go there and donate in the amount that you think is appropriate if this helped you at all. Thank you.